So what is an OSS? That's what we're going to talk about today. Thank you, and let's get started. All right, so there's a key to success in every organization, and it's the same. What we need to understand is that that key is the heart of success, and it involves two things. First of all, it is that it is always about the people. Always, always, always about the people. Now, we say that sometimes, but do we really mean it? Well, it's true. It is always about the people. The second thing is that everything that gets done is a process. So a process, not only is everything that gets done a process, but every process produces exactly what it is designed to produce, which may not be at all what it was intended to produce. And a lot of processes, well, they are all designed. Some have no thought put then to them at all. They just happen over time. But every process is what it is because the people who govern the process allow it to be that, which brings us back to everything being about the people. So if you take the people plus the process, then the heart, the key of every organization is its people process. Now, some may say that that is the same as a culture, and perhaps it is. It's just stated more realistically as to what it is. It is the processes and the communication and the people and how they all work together. And that is the heart of every organization. Now, not is it just the heart of every organization, it's a very sub part of an organization because at many organizations there's one people process for the C-suite and there's another people process for the shipping department, another people process for the service team, whatever it may be. They have a lot of people processes. Okay. So now, what exactly is a people process? Well, a people process is a process. Now, that process can be designed and thought out, or it can be just haphazardly put together over time. It is a process by which people, by people, I mean it could be a team or it could be a crowd and everything in between. So it is a process by which people make some sort of progress, and that progress could be good or it could be bad. A people process is a process by which people make progress toward a purpose. And that purpose can be clear and noble, or it can be unclear and unthoughtful and unimportant. But that is a people process. It's obviously not the people process that you want. But what is an OSS? Well, an OSS is a people process, but it is a designed process by which teams of people make meaningful progress toward a clear and noble goal. That, when you achieve that, that is an organization success system or an OSS. And that is what you want at the heart of your organization. Okay, so how do we get there? Well, you have to, in the end, you have to get things done. All right. And you get things done as a team, people hang around. All right. So I consider the greatest execution app out there to be the mapping app that everybody has on their phones. It gets people where they want to go millions and millions of times every day. It does it consistently. It allows for wrong turns. It's amazing. All right. But let's think about how this thing works. Because the first thing you need to do when you pull that thing out is you have to have a clear start and destination. In other words, if you tell it to take you north, it will not map you a route to just north. It'll give you choices for North Dakota or maybe, North Pole. I don't know, but it will not just take you north. But if you put in an address in Toledo, it will take you there. And if somebody drops a pin on the front door of the restaurant they're in, it'll take you exactly to that front door. It is amazing, but it needs a clear start and destination. Without it, you're done. Okay. Next, that app, you give it the clear start and destination, and it plans a step-by-step route to get you there. And then it measures your progress as you go, and as you go, it communicates with you like crazy. And you end up going where you need to go. So I would posit that a good organization success system needs to help us clarify exactly where we are, where we want to go, and then we need to plan how we're going to get there, and we need to be able to measure our progress, and we need to communicate it like crazy. But now, just like this app, there's something, if you're going on vacation or something else, you need to do before that app will do you any good whatsoever. And it is the same for a good organization success system. There's this foundation. It has to be there. And that is, you've got to create time to make this happen. If you don't create time for your vacation, you're not going on a vacation. And if you don't create time to make these things happen, none of the rest of it is going to work. It just will not work. You see, we've taken the time we used to spend doing leadership things, and over the last couple of centuries, we keep moving management type things, which is putting out fires, into the leadership role. And when there's something that's a fire that needs to be put out versus something that needs to be thought out, you have to go put out the fire. And so that's a real problem. So you need to make the time. But then, even then, there's this area between that foundation and all those other steps. And that if it's not filled, all those other steps will fall down. And that is, you have to have systematic accountability. Without accountability, all those other steps just simply collapse. You need them all. And that an organization success system that does all those things, that will make a great organization success system. And but that has to be at the core. It's at the foundation level of the organization, and it has to be used the same system over and over and over consistently throughout your organization. So how do we do that? I'm going to make a shameless plug for how we do it. Okay. The first thing we do is step one, we got to make time. I already made that clear. We use a system called Daymaster. And Daymaster, it is a meeting system. But that meeting system provides the time, the communication, and accountability in spades. It is built into that meeting system. Then step two is to clarify things. We call this part of our system Focus Master. And with the Focus Master, you clarify who you are, where you're going, how you're going to get there, and why. And then you figure out how you're going to measure it. That's what we call Focus Master. The third step is Work Master. That's that plan and act phase of the mapping application. All right, the step-by-step plan. We call that Work Master. It's where we turn those measurements into KPIs and projects as milestones and tasks, and all those get tied back into a meeting where we have the communication, the high accountability, and the time savings. When they all three are working together in one systematic approach and they're all talking together, that is what we call an OSS. All right. Now, I'm not saying you don't do these things now. As a matter of fact, I'll guarantee you do. Not only do you do them probably in spades. And what I mean by that is if you haven't created a system and made it the normal way that your organization does these things, then chances are there's a system in the C-suite and there's a system in every other department and another system in another department, and that's what your organization ends up actually looking like. It does those things. It just doesn't do them systematically or uniformly, and it becomes very difficult to navigate. So what we do is we create this one system, and it's used throughout your organization, and it gets those things done, and it's all tied together. And that is what an organization success system is.